Come on. Okay, I'm live now. Woo! Got the thing to work. Okay, now we're going over here. No, I was already in the browser, so here. We're going here. We're going to post this, that I'm live. Still learning how to do this YouTube thing. Hopefully we can wait for like a couple people to come in here. That would be cool, so I'm not just talking to myself. I am live now. Come join me. And let's see here. If I could do this on my phone, then I would do that, but damn it. Well, we don't have anybody in here. Probably because my fucking, the main one. Okay, we have one viewer in here. Okay, doing better. Doing better. Okay, give it a couple minutes here. Wait, see if there's going to be more people to come in here before I start this. Where's my lighter? So today, this is the Straight Outta BS podcast live stream, the second one I'm doing. Today we are going to be going over, I'm going to go over, for people that don't know, this is going to be like a half education, half more my story, half update live stream, and then we'll go from there. But I'm going to be educating people as to like the points and levels system in the majority of these programs, at least the one that I went to, and outline that a little bit, make it a little bit more understandable for new people here to the channel. And then I'm also going to talk about consequences. Somebody pointed this out that maybe I should go over the points and levels system and then consequences. And then I'm going to be reading a few letters from my time. I think that's what I'm going to be doing during my live streams, is that I read a few letters from my time in the boarding school. So what we're going to start off by doing here is I wanted to first of all, thank everybody for your support. I want to keep it up, keep sharing the videos, and I intend to keep on doing interviews and whatnot. So for the new people, this is the Straight Outta BS podcast, live stream number 2. And I'm going to start, where should I start? What should I start with here? I think I'll start with like the points and levels system for people that don't know. So essentially when you get to at least Spring Creek, you start out at level 2, 250 points or something like that, I believe. And pretty much you have to get to level 6. There's 6 levels. And on lower levels, you can get up to 3 stars without being up on the upper levels, what they consider the team, junior staff, upper levels. You get to like move down to a different part of the facility, all of that stuff. So up to level 3 stars, which is the level after 3, you're on lower levels. Then you vote up to level 4, and then you have to get support from all of your peers and whatnot. Like, it's a whole support thing. Like, when you vote up, when you have enough points, you can't just like get to level 3 or get to level 4 or whatnot. You actually have to have the support of your peers. So if you're one of those people that just like thinks that they can just sit back and like not make relationships and not make friendships with people in the program, it's not going to work. It's actually going to work against you, because people are going to like most likely stand up for you and be like, look, I don't see you showing up to the program. I don't see you. I don't even know your name. Like, there was some points in my program where some people just didn't even know my name, hardly even knew that I existed or that I was on the campus, because I was so quiet and withdrawn for my first year there. So I didn't have a lot of support. So you really have to build those friendships and relationships. And sometimes that requires being fake. You know, sometimes I know for myself, it did require me being fake, you know, and not so much like sucking up to the people, but like making sure that I was noticed so I could get the support, because I was trying to get the fuck home like everybody else was. So essentially when you get level 4, you get onto upper levels, and so you get more privileges and whatnot, and then you go and you have to vote up to level 5 and then level 6. I only got to level 5 and I graduated at level 5. You don't have to be level 6. They want you to be level 6, but you don't have to be to graduate, from what I understand. And so that's the points and levels system, or that's the level system. Now I'm going to go over points. I actually have a a printout of at least the place that I went, some rules. Okay, so I'm going to be reading and showing you the rule list. Okay, so we have starting at category 1. Okay, how do I want to do this? Okay, so I think I'm going to read them and then I will show them to you guys. So at category 1, we have 101, which is a rude act, which can be, pretty much that can be taken to mean anything that they consider rude. So pretty much a lot of people got that consequence. 102 is rude manners. 103 is rude comments. 104 is inappropriate comments. 105, unsatisfactory effort. 106, unsatisfactory attitude. 107, late. 108, unsatisfactory inspection. Wow, I lost viewers just by starting to go over these rules. That's kind of funny. But 109, manipulation. 110, horseplay. 111, dress code violation. Let's see, 111. How did I get to 3? Oh, here we go. 2. Okay, dress code violation is 111. And now we're at category 2. And 201 is disrespect to a peer. 202 is disrespect to staff or parents. 203 is disrespect to property, banging against walls, etc. 204 is disrupting school. 205 is dishonesty by omission or cover-up. And by the way, I didn't say this. Category 1 consequences is 25 demerits or you lose 25 points. So merits are points that you gain. Demerits are points that are taken away. So you lose 25 points or 25 demerits on a category 1. And if you self-correct it, then you only lose 5 demerits. But if it's staff correct, okay, let me rephrase that. So initially when you get consequence, they'll be like self-correct, right? And self-correct is essentially acknowledging that you did something wrong, and it's essentially taking their form of accountability for whatever fucking rule you broke, right? So if the first word out of your mouth isn't self-correct, then it's staff-corrected. So as you can see here, regular consequence is 25 demerits. Sorry, that's so blurry, but regular consequence is 25 demerits, and self-correction is 5 demerits. So that's on the category 1. Now in category 2, if you self-correct, it'll be loss of 25 demerits or 25 points, and if it's staff-corrected, you lose 50 demerits and earn 10 study hall points. And study hall is essentially a room that you get sent to if you're acting up or whatever the fuck, or if you get consequences, and you essentially have to write sentences, do homework, whatever the fuck they tell you to do, you have to do in study hall, or worksheets. There was a lot of nicknames to it, but anyhow, so category 2, going over those consequences. 201, disrespect to a peer. 202, disrespect to staff or parents. 203, disrespect to property, banging against walls, etc. 204, disrupting school. Sorry, I'm repeating some of these. I apologize. 205, dishonesty by omission or cover-up. 206, not following directions. 207, breaking confidentiality. 208, gossip or rumor spreading. 209, out of area. 210, unauthorized communication with other students. 211, violating rules that are unique to the home or school. Now, a few of these I want to point out that I personally had a lot of experience with is I've seen a lot of people get in trouble for breaking confidentiality. Essentially, if you talked about anything that went on in the seminars, you get an automatic breaking confidentiality. And sometimes they would do insubordination, which is a Cat 4, I believe, which is worse than a Cat 3 for that. So out of area could mean anything. Like if you step out of line and you're not heel toe, like you have to stop heel toe, nut to butt, when you're fucking in lines and shit, you have to walk in sync with the person in front of you. So like literally if you were to step out of line without permission or whatever, you could get an out of area and possibly even run plans, which is a category 5. So I'm definitely familiar with that. And unauthorized communication with other students. So essentially if your level and the person's who you're trying to talk to's level doesn't equal, I believe it's 4. It's either 3 or 4, then you cannot talk to them. So essentially, if you're level 1 and you want to talk to another level 1 person, you get a Cat 3 for it, and you could lose 20. You could lose up to 50 demerits, 25 if you self-correct. So now we're moving on to Category 3, which at Category 3 you lose 50 demerits or 50 points on a self-correction, and 80 demerits, and earn 20 study hall points if it's staff corrected. So in Category 3 we have 301 Major Rude Act, 302 Major Horseplay, 303 Shutdown Violation, 304 Petty Theft, 305 Violation of Visit, 306 Major Mischief, 307 Defacing or Restitution, 308 Blatant Rule Violation, 309 Negative Attitude, Major, 310 Runaway Talk, 311 Major Dishonesty, 312 Academic Deficiency, 313 Physical Intimidation or Bullying. They should have gotten consequenced for bullying, honestly, or a lot of people there, at least, in my opinion. Now, the ones that stand out to me on this one that I have had a lot of experience with, I've gotten several petty thefts. I've taken some stuff from the kitchen. And yeah, so I've gotten a few petty thefts. Major mischiefs, I've gotten a lot of those. Just being rambunctious and misbehaving and being super hyper and whatnot. I've gotten a lot of blatant rule violations. I got a lot of those. I got a lot of negative attitudes because I was like, fuck this place for the first year that I was there. I've seen a lot of people get runaway talk plans. You know, if you were even writing like the name of another state in your journal and they found that shit, that'd be run plans. That'd be a Cat 3. That could even be a Cat 4, depending on the situation. So then there's 314 Major Disrespect, 315 Illegal Items, and 316 Lending and Borrowing. I didn't see these ones on the second page. So for people that want to see this, I know it's kind of blurry, but I'm going to get a new camera when I have money for it. Oh, actually, that's better. So there you go. There you can see the consequences right there. So we're only at Category 3, and I've read Category 3 now. So now we're going to go to Category 4. And Category 4, this is where shit starts getting major. So Category 4 is loss of 2 statuses with minimum merits and 30 study hall points. So what that means is that if you were at, say you were at level 6, right? You'd get bumped down to level 4. You're at level 4, you get bumped down to level, would that be either 3 or 2? Depending on, but most likely level 2. Because there's a 3 stars, so there's one in between there, so I'm not certain on that. But that's if you self-correct, right? You lose only 2 statuses. Now, if it's first word out of your mouth isn't self-correct, then you're going to lose 3 statuses with a minimum of 50 study hall points. Okay? So essentially, if you're level 6, bump down to level 3 or 3 stars. If you're fucking level 4, bump down to level 1. Bang. And sometimes they'll just like knock everything off with a Cat 4. Usually that's a Cat 5, just clean the slate, but just letting people know that this is where shit starts getting major. So in Category 4, we have 401 insubordination, 402 school activity removal, 403 worksheet removal, which is essentially when you get removed from study hall, which I've had several experiences with that. I spent a lot of time in intervention or the Hobbit, whatnot, solitary confinement, whatever you want to call it. So essentially, I've been removed from worksheets several times. 404 refusal. So anything that you refuse to do, even if like, see, and this is where the sexual like grooming bullshit comes in, right? So essentially, if a staff member were to say like, if you don't do this, they could get a refusal. You can get a refusal for a lot of shit, like just anything you could get that you refuse to do for the staff. Like that's kind of how they'd have leverage with a lot of these kids, is with the refusal. So then there's also 405 theft, 406 vandalism, 407 fighting, 408 tattooing, piercing, or disfiguring, 409 cheating in school, 410 runaway plans. I'll get to your comment here in a second. And so that is Category 4. And then now we're moving on to Category 5, which is move to if you self-correct with the Category 5, you move to regular status with 0 merits and 60 study hall points. And regular status is level 1, 0 points. So if it's staff corrected, then you move to regular status with 0 merits and get 80 study hall points. So the only real difference there is that you're getting 20 more study hall points on top of it. So essentially, every time I got a Cat 5, I was literally just like, fuck you, and staff correct it, because I really don't give a fuck at that point. Category 5, and just so people know, this is not an updated list. Like, they added a lot more rules later on. I'm not sure exact, or actually this is circa 2003, I guess. So category 5, we have 501, which is tobacco, 502, alcohol and drugs, 503, disruptive removal. I've gotten a lot of those. 504, serious misconduct. I've gotten a few of those. 505, runaway. If you flat out run away, or if they catch you writing something in your journal, that could even be construed as a Cat 5. 506, out of control. I've gotten several of those. And 507, self-inflicted injury. I got a few of those as well. So here is a look at what those rules look like. And right now that I have that done, I will get to the one comment we have in here. We started on as level 1, 0 points in 2000. Damn, you guys didn't even start at level 2. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you, Jenna. I presume is Suburbia's dirty little secret. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate it. So now I'm going to move on to reading some of the letters that my parents excuse me, either wrote to me in the program, wrote to some of my family reps. There's several letters. I'm just going to probably integrate this into my live streams. This is probably one of the things that I'll be doing is incorporating some letters that I've either received or written from my time in boarding school. I think that would be a good use of these live streams. Give a little bit more background for me as well. So where? Okay. And as you guys can see here, I have this binder right here, which is full of letters. I have this binder right here, which is full of letters. And then this is my seminar binder right here. And what I intend to do is eventually in one of these live streams, I'm probably going to go through. What I'll probably end up doing is just doing like segment by segment, going through my seminar binder and talking about it, what comes up for me, things like that, what I remember, what I hated, what I liked, all that shit. And then these are all letters. I have a couple more binders too, but these are all letters that I received when I was in the program. So let's move on. This letter right here was written Thursday, February 1st, 2007. And this was about a month after I got sent there. And this is a letter, I believe, and or my mom to Jimmo, who was my rep. And this letter was explaining essentially why they sent me to the program. So, dear Jim, here are the reasons we decided to place Jordan at Spring Creek. He slowly started violating our home rules. They are no lying, no stealing, respect your parents and teachers, etc. It started when he refused to study algebra with me after school. Then he stopped coming straight home after school or checking in to see if he could hang out with friends. Then he started cutting classes and ruined his favorite sweatshirt hanging out with a quote-unquote tagger. He was caught shoplifting a lot of CDs from his favorite store. He started hanging out at a quote-unquote party house where adult supervision was lax or non-existent. He started smoking tobacco and pot. He stole money from me 3 times. He slowly lost all his privileges at home. At the end, all he had in his room was his bed and an alarm clock because they started taking away my possessions to try and control me. And he, quote-unquote, ran away a few times for hours and twice overnight, and we didn't know where he was. He lied about who, what, when, and where he was and what he was doing. He's a particularly poor liar, thank goodness. He continued to cut classes, and his grades dropped to mostly D level. He was disrespectful and disruptive in class and at home. I worked daily with his teachers and tracked his assignments and tried to get him to stay current with little success. My mom started looking for boarding schools, and on Thursday, January 18th, 2007, we told Jordan if he didn't immediately start obeying home rules, we would take him to Spring Creek. I barely remember that. And it might even be non-existent. I honestly, in the back of my mind, wants to say that they didn't even fucking tell me that I was going here. They might have, but I was kind of out of it and whatnot. And honestly, no, I remember now. They did show me the pamphlet, okay, but I had looked it over, and the pamphlet ain't shit. Like, it literally paints it like a decent place or whatnot. So I glanced over it and I was like, yeah, yeah. And I honestly didn't even think that they would actually ever send me to a place like this. So let's see, where was I? We showed him printouts from your website. The next day, he lied to his second period teacher, left his project partners to live without him, and disappeared with a friend. We got an email late that night saying he was set for the night and would be home on Saturday. We heard nothing until late Sunday night when our friend, police officer Patrick Chang, brought Jordan home after helping Jordan try to recover his cell phone from a quote-unquote friend he loaned it to. When he didn't come home Friday night, we started packing for the trip to Spring Creek. We were physically ready by the time he got home Sunday night. He went to all his classes on Monday while Helen, my mom, and I made financial arrangements. Tuesday morning, we told him to dress up because we were taking him to check out a quote-unquote private school. We arrived at Spring Creek around sundown Tuesday. The rest is history. So that is the letter. I did not read that letter. I've actually recently, within the past year or so, is when I found that letter. I dug it up and I read it. So yeah, at least I know now what my parents were thinking of me and their mindset when they sent me there. So let's see here. I have a letter that I wrote to my parents the day after I got there. So I'm going to read that. So this is on January 24th, 2007, and I got there on January 23rd, 2007. So I said, "Dear Mom and Dad, I'm sorry for being a bad kid at home, especially the disrespect that I demonstrated towards my mom and for all of the drama I have put you through. And I understand how hard it must be to you to leave me here, but at the same time, I know you only want to do what you think is best for me. I was really trying to manipulate here. But truly, I do not want to stay here. I didn't sleep last night. I couldn't because I was too busy thinking about what I did wrong and crying because I don't want to be here. I just want one more chance, please. I can be good. I've even made a list of things that I am willing to do and not do. Number 1, I will not smoke cigarettes. Number 2, I will not smoke weed on school days and only occasionally on weekends and or special occasions. 3, I will not skip any more classes. 4, I will come home after school. 5, I will work out every day on the school days. 6, I will treat my mom with respect. People, please consider my letter. I love the both of you." Okay, so that was one day after I got there. And I haven't really completely gone through a lot of these letters, so I'm kind of going to take a second and see, because there's going to be some of these letters that I'm probably not going to want to read just because they're too personal or have some stuff in it that I don't want to really talk about or relive. This one's good though. This is on January 29th, 07. So this is about 6 days. This is almost a week after I got there. So I said, "Saying goodbye to both, dear Mom and Dad, saying goodbye to both of you was the hardest thing I think I have ever done. I cried a lot the first few days being here, and I still cry and get depressed now and then. I haven't slept much the time I've been here, but I am currently trying to get some sleeping pills to help me get more sleep at night. I haven't exactly made any true friends at the time I've been here, but I get along with almost everyone here, including the staff. I'm doing good in school and have gotten nothing lower than 80% on the test I have taken in my current course. Career skills. I would rather you not send me a commitment letter or even sign one for that matter, because just the thought of that stresses me out more than I already am. I mean, the most important thing to me is my education in high school, and all I really care about is getting back home to my loving parents once again. And I would rather spend a year here and graduate the high school here than to have to share my life with people I don't trust, because I'm trying to put the past behind me, because it hurts when I think about all the bad things I've done. And also, if you sent me a commitment letter or even signed one, I would be here for a lot longer than a year, and it's already hard enough as it is being here for a year, because I miss you too so much. And if I have to graduate the program, then I will be at least 17 when I get home, and that's assuming I had a perfect program. And I would rather spend my last years in my loving home with everyone I love so dearly. But I also realize that it is your decision as what you do, but that's how I feel about things. So please take what I said into consideration. I love both of you and always will, and realize that you didn't send me here as an act of cruelty or hate. You sent me here as an act of love, knowing that you were only doing the best for me so I can grow up to be the successful man I've proven so many times before that I am. The words in which I speak come from my heart and are nothing but the truth and the way I feel. I love you. Sincerely, your dear loving son forever and ever, no matter what. See, at this point, the brainwashing had already kicked in, and this is like not even a weekend. Oh, hey, Cammy. Thanks for showing up. Listening to us. Oh, yeah. It's all about control. Let's see here. I want to find like a letter, like right after I dropped or something for you guys. I think there was one back here. Okay, this one I was manipulating hard. I said, I don't know if you know, this was March 28th, 07, so this is about 3 months in. Dear Dad, I don't know if you know this or not already, but you can pull your child and get your money back if you wanted to. I don't even know for real how this letter even got out, but it got out. I've been changed here, and I am a completely different man. I have also been thinking a lot about things lately, and I don't want you to change the way and our person you are, because you two are the best things that have ever happened to me in my life. You did all of the stuff you did to raise me, all for love, pure unconditional love. Also the fact that you loved me enough to adopt me and gave me a good life. This place doesn't help you, and it is a fact that although it may help you with addictions, which it completely has for me, even considering that I didn't do hard drugs there, as well as discipline and respect, it doesn't help you. It only makes your problems that much bigger. And I know this for a fact because of all the people that have graduated this program, only 3% of them actually change. And to me, it seems a waste of your money that you have worked hard to get. And actually, I would be more successful at home than I will be here. I mean, I never cut when I was at home because I always had people to talk to that love and care about me all the time. And even when I didn't want to or refuse to talk to anyone, I always knew that you were always going to be there for me. Honestly, this program is a fucking waste of time and a lot of money. And I mean, the things done here are nothing compared to what actually happens out in the real world. It doesn't prepare you at all for the things people face out in the real world. And honestly, all this program is doing for me is making me more depressed than I ever was at home. And all this place is doing is depressing me, and I don't trust anyone here the way I trust you two, and I never will, because no one here has ever done what you did for me. In other words, no one else besides you two and others at home have ever loved and cared for me the way you do. No one besides you, Dad, have ever taught me how to walk, and without my mom, I wouldn't have learned how to talk. Probably, I mean, if you were to pull me, you could get your money back as well, and also you would get the good son you've always wanted to have. There's nothing to lose. I know how to think before I act, and I will make a contract with you if you want of all the things that you don't want me to do, and if I do them, then you can send me right back here. Holy shit! Why would I say that? And I swear to you that I will stick to the contract no matter what. Dude, brainwashing in full effect here. I just want one more chance to show you the boy you've known I can be, and I've always wanted to. The happy kid who sang Pink Floyd with you and always told you things I know that you want me to be happy and succeed, and this program can't do that for me. Only you can. And the only way I can ever forgive myself for all the crap I've done in my life and move on is if I am with my parents and in my loving home with nothing to be mad at, because I love you and want more than anything to make you proud. But as I was saying, honestly, this program doesn't set you up for what the real world will challenge you with. And therefore, this program will not make me as smart or as strong as being at home and being exposed to the whole picture will make me. I will be stronger if I make it through on my own, and you can save the money you spent here for me to go to college. I mean, look at it this way. Would you rather me be like a robot when I come back home, or would you like to have a good relationship with me? Writing letters to you only can do so much, because honestly, How am I supposed to know how you take in a certain letter I write, or even if you read it or think about it afterwards? And I feel that even though I'm telling you like it is and not running up and not making up the way I feel, I have no way of knowing how you take the stuff that I write to you. For all I know, you could just skim through my letter and then just disregard it. It's like what you told me about the Bible. You have to read it, but take everything in and think about it as you read through it and feel that you aren't taking to heart what I write in my letters home. I trust you more than anyone because you are the closest to a real true friend that I've ever had. Because, well, I thought Jeff was one, but he turned out to be an asshole and a liar, and I still haven't truly completely forgiven him for what he did, and I probably never will. I hurt you, the only person that ever acted like a true friend to me. Like the first time I admitted to you that I had tried weed, and you told me that I could always talk to you about anything, and that you'd always be there for me no matter what. And for the first time in my life, I actually had someone that truly cared and loved me try to tell me not to do something only because you wanted to try and stop me from going and doing something stupid with my life. You don't have to prove that you too love me by sending me to a program. I know that you love me for the person I am on the inside, and that I need to treat you with the same loving way that you have acted towards me for all of my life. To think about the effects that my actions will have on others before I act, and that all that you ever wanted for me was the best. And honestly, I never really lived up to my full potential for me, but I have changed this past month and a half, and that is why I am working my program to prove that to you that I have changed. And like I was saying earlier, this program is not setting me up for what's really out there in the real world. I mean, seriously, if I'm cutting on myself and someone catches me, they're going to give me a Cat 5. No, they aren't going, no, they're going to, or wait. I mean, seriously, if I'm cutting on myself and someone catches me, they aren't going to give me a Cat 5. No, they aren't. What? No, they're gonna. No, I meant to say they are gonna give me a Cat 5. What was a? Okay, I don't know what the fuck I was saying here. I think what I was saying here is that if I was at home and I was cutting myself, yeah, that's what I was saying. If I was home and I was cutting myself, that you would give me the help and whatnot. And here they just gave me a Cat 5. Um, and the things people hate the most and fear the stuff that they cannot change that drives them crazy. And that was one of the reasons I cut while I was here, because I knew that things could change, but it would be your decision that would change them. But you didn't want to, so you left me here. And even though I know you that you didn't you only did it for love and because you wanted all the best for me, I know that it was all my fault, that my life fell apart and mine alone. All the stuff I did, even with regret, I realized left a permanent mark on you, and therefore you didn't want me back. And that's one of the reasons I cut. Can't forgive myself is because now the life I once had is now lost for the years to come, and it's all my fault. Everything I'm feeling right now is being spilled out in this letter. But for what purpose? Because I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you are taking to heart what I write in my letters, and hoping with my whole heart and everything I have left to hang on to that you would find it in yourself to come up here and let me talk to you in person, so I can finally forgive myself by explaining it all in person, so that you could see the tears that I shed and be there for me by my side like you always said you would be. As you have said, me and you are more alike than you will ever know, and all I want is a chance to redeem myself with you there to witness it, and the changes I've made in myself since I realized that I was throwing away the best thing I ever had, you. I love you, and I hope you will take this all to heart. Your son, Jordan. So that was a letter to my dad. I know. I don't honestly. I think I remember the way that I got away with some of these letters is, like I said, family fathers pick favorites, and so once you get onto the fucking a good side of the family father, they would just like not even really look at your letters. Is the only thing that I can think of. Plus, I had just gotten there, so there might have been like I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that was hella manipulative, and I don't know. Also, it might have been also because that letter was like 5 pages long, and they're probably just lazy, and they're just like, I don't want to fucking read all this shit. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's see. Plus, my handwriting is fucking crude. Like, I have a hard time reading it. So, and I did that on purpose. Like, I would literally write, like, hella legibly, so, like, I could only read it. And that I could, like, only barely read it. So, yeah, that's what I would do is, like, I can't read this shit. And if it's, like, 5 pages long and it's fucking hella messy and shit, you really think they're going to take the time to, like, what does this say? What does this say? You know, like, I think they're too lazy for that shit. So, I mean, and I'm not discrediting what you guys went through at all, because I know that it was a lot worse before I got there or whatnot, but I'm just saying that, like, I know when I got there, I could get away with certain shit when certain family fathers were on shift, and yeah, it was cool. So I definitely took full advantage of when there were certain family fathers working. I was like, cool, I'm going to bust out a super manipulative letter to my parents. I was really trying to get pulled. Let's see. Okay, here's one where I got a whack-ass consequence for a basket search. So today was this is not dated. Today was a pretty weird day, but it turned out all right. The beginning of the day was fairly normal, the same old, and then things started to go downhill just before last class period when the junior staff did basket searches, and I got some whack-ass consequences for having more than 2 journals because I made one out of a binder before you sent up the composition notebooks and had some inappropriate stuff in there and never got rid of it. So I was originally supposed to get a Cat 4, but I immediately talked to the family father, and he decided to give me 2 staff Cat 3s instead of a Cat 4. Thank God. Had it not been for my good friend Jeff Malco, praise to Malco, he might not have decided to do what he did. So I guess I really do have true friends in this place, and I'm very grateful of that. I have no now what I have. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I can barely read my fucking handwriting. I have now completely cleared the binder. I almost got dropped for of everything and anything that could get me in trouble in the future, and I have stepped left. Listen to how programmed I am. Anyways, back to my day. Today I shared in pre-focus group about how I'm still feeling guilt and all this shit about my past and whatnot. Something. What am I saying here? And it once again felt really good to get feelings off my chest. Yeah, we're just gonna. I can't read the rest of that. Started out. I want to find the meaty stuff. Where's my dropping ones? Where's Oh yeah, for anybody that's here, for all the like 1 people that are here, but I'm sure that a bunch more people will view this later. But yeah, I could be potentially homeless this time next month. Just letting you all know that yeah, so I got approved for housing and essential needs, housing and essential needs through the state of Washington, right? Which pays for your housing, but okay, and it gets better, right? So I got approved for 2 things. One was aged, blind, and disabled, which gives me a whopping one like 65 or whatever to live on for the month every month. So I get $165 to live on for the month, and then separately, housing and essential needs will pay for my housing when they accept new clients. So essentially, the state, this is where I'm at right now. The state has designated me mentally incapable of working, right? So by law, the state is saying that I I have a mental disability, right? Therefore I can't work, right? So because of that, because of these benefits, I cannot hold a full-time job or else I'll lose these benefits. But I need to have a full-time job to be able to pay my rent for the next 3 or so months so I don't get evicted. But I can't have, so I need a job, but I can't have a job. But I need a job to pay rent, but I can't have a job, so I can't pay my rent, so I'm probably going to end up homeless. So just letting you guys know, it's fucking really shitty. And I'm just letting you guys know. That's just where I'm at. And I don't want to be homeless. I'm going to do everything that I can in my power to not be homeless. I'm trying to find a job that's like under the table that I can do for like 3 or so months. So I can, but that's going to be hard to find a table job. And also like, so hopefully I can either like find a roommate and then, but then even then still, I'm still gonna have to come up with like $500. So I need to find an under the table job. But yeah, okay. And here's another thing. I would do van life, but check this out. I actually have a warrant, number one, which I probably shouldn't even be saying this on a live stream, but fuck it. I have a warrant, right, for a DUI, a bench warrant, and I'm not even going to go over why, but I have a DUI. I literally totaled my car in front of my dad's house, pulling out of the driveway. I literally flipped my car, drunk, right? Okay, I totaled my car, so I have a DUI, so I can't have a van even if I wanted to. Or else I would have already probably bought a van and been living in a van. So I can't drive, I can't do any of that shit. Because literally, like, the one time I chose to drink alcohol, I fucking hate alcohol. I hate the taste of it. I hate all of that shit. But, of course, the one time I try and drink alcohol, right? The one time I drank alcohol, what happened was, and I'm not making excuses, this is the exact truth. One of my buddies, like, that I really care about, like, he's older, like in his 60s, right? He called me, right? And he said he needed my help, and it sounded super desperate, right? And I was drunk, and I was like, fuck that, I'm going to be there for my friend. And so I got into my car, and I pulled out of the fucking driveway, right? And I fucking went and slammed on the fucking gas, thinking I'm cool, and I fucking literally, and the fucking car flipped around, and it landed on its top, and I almost fucking died and shit. So I didn't harm anybody, none of that shit, but I do have a DUI, and therefore I can't fucking have a car even. So, like, if I become homeless, it's literally going to be in a tent with my kitten, and I'm literally going to lose all my shit. I have, like, a 70-inch TV and shit, so I'm kind of stressing right now. But I'm going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. I got a call today from a pot business or whatever that is looking for, like, a trimmer and whatnot. And she sounded like super, like she was down to hire me. She was asking, like, are you available? Like, could you come in? Like, asking me all these questions as if she's going to hire me. So hopefully they hire me. And if they hire me, even though it's not under the table, maybe I can, like, squeeze something to where, like, I'll just work full time until they notice or something. I don't fucking know. Maybe I can, like, get away with it for, like, 3 or 4 months working full time. And then once my benefits kick in, I can just be like, oops, sorry, or something like that. I don't know. But either way, like, I'm not going to, like, I cannot become homeless again because I have over a year sober, and fucking being homeless anywhere is not legit, but being homeless in downtown Seattle or anywhere really in the Seattle area is not fucking what's up right now. Because literally there's just not fucking good right now. And I don't want to be around drugs. I don't want my kitten to be fucking in a tent. So I'm stressing right now. But enough about that shit. Just wanted you all to know. And yeah. So moving on with more fucking letters. Oh yeah. And also I dropped my merch store. If you want to help support the podcast, I have a fuckload of items on my merch store. I have coffee mugs. I have phone cases. I have t-shirts. I have tank tops. I have baby shirts and like baby fucking, I guess you call them shirts and bottoms, whatever the fuck. But I got baby things like that. I got kid shirts. I got fucking I've got tapestries. that have the fucking logo on them. So if you get a t-shirt, you will be getting the logo for the Straight Outta BS podcast, the purple one with the yin and yang and the peace symbol on it, the cool one that Solus PPG made for me. And then on the back of the t-shirts, this is only on the t-shirts unfortunately, but on the back of the t-shirts, for anybody that gets a t-shirt, it'll have my kitten in one of the cutest fucking pictures ever on the back of the t-shirt, which I'm very, very proud of. Lilith is very proud of it. It would make her very happy if you bought a t-shirt to support the channel, or anything really from the merch store. All of the links should be, I believe, are in the description. And if you want to support the podcast directly, you can donate directly to my Cash App, which is $COOKIEFAM4. And so any money that is donated or any money from the merch store will go into improving the podcast, better webcam, better camera, better mic, whatever. I need to upgrade the podcast, maybe host a web page, get a real web page for the Straight Outta BS podcast, things like that. So just wanted to catch you guys up with my life, what's going on, and I'm essentially an open book once people get to know me, and I feel like being an open book in general, there's certain things that I'm not going to disclose about myself until I get to know people better, but in general, I'm an open book, and I feel like that's important to help people feel more at home and feel like sharing. So, what else did I Well, I really am not sure. Okay, here we go. Dear Dad, so this is September 28th, 07. I got 3 stars today and only had 6 or 7 people stand for me when I checked my support for service status level 4, and the feedback that I got was that I need to stand up for myself. Felt really good to know that the support was for the most part there for service status, and that I got 3 stars this time with only 2 people standing for me for that. Damn it, I thought this was about a consequence. Hold on a second. Never mind. Dude, what the fuck? Dude, why would I write this to my parents? Damn, bro. I'm straight telling on myself. What the fuck am I doing? Bro, why would I? Okay, I'm going to say there was this one time where somebody... I'm going to have to go through these letters more to decide the ones that I want to read and whatnot. But there was this one time where there was this person, right? And he was hella pissed off at me or whatever. And so he made a joke since I was raped in my past, right? He made a joke and he started calling me therapist. Like, as in the rapist, right? Even though I was the one that got raped, right? But he was fucking turning it back around on me or whatever. And fucking saying how I deserved it because fucking he was my babysitter and da-da-da-da-da. And he was just not right in the head or whatever. So he started calling me therapist or whatever. And it got around the whole facility. And it was some bullshit. And so fucking, yeah, it was fucked up. That really did a fucking number on my fucking, like, mental health and whatnot. Because everybody started making fun of me and shit for being raped. For getting raped. And fucking, it was hella fucked up. And yeah, that was pretty fucked up. That was one of the things that was really fucked up that happened to me there. Somebody made me feel bad about something that happened to me. Like, made me feel like it was my fucking fault and that I was fucking dirty and it was my fucking fault. And literally a bunch of people, like, started doing it with him and, like, they started calling me that shit, like, everywhere I went. And, like, yeah, it was just not fucking, it's not cool. And the only reason they were doing that is because they were pissed off because fucking they were level 1 0 points and I was actually like getting points and whatnot. So they started like taking jabs at me from shit I had shared in the seminar about how I was taken advantage of when I was 7 years old. So that was pretty fucked up. Okay, this is a really good letter that I wrote to my mom and dad. This is a letter for all the times I pushed you away, for all the times I've made you pay, for all the times I have led you astray. One of the things that is often the hardest for me to understand is why I was given a warm place to sleep, loving parents, and seemingly everlasting love. Why me, I ask? Beside all of the struggles that have both challenged me and that I have challenged, there was always something more inside of me that I had never really seemed to grasp. Time has provided me with an answer to what I was missing most in my life, within myself, self-love. Now I would like to ask you the question, why me? After all of the disrespect and betrayal, why did you choose to stick by my side and hold my hand? Even after all of the continuous mistakes and downfalls, why did you choose to stay with me and keep faith in me? After every night that I would sneak out and then lie to you about it when questioned, why did you choose to help me back up and not get angry with me? Mom, after all of the disrespectful tones and talk, did you choose to continue trying to reach out and build on our faltering relationship? Mom, when I was awakened at night by a nightmare, why was it me whom you chose to cradle in your arms and sing to sleep in my grandma's old rocking chair? Why me? Dad, after I called the cops on you and lied to them about you physically abusing me, did you not disown me, but instead grasped me in your arms and cried on my shoulder, the shoulder of the very person who had just betrayed me? And to be completely honest, there was some abuse going on, but I didn't want to get my dad in trouble. So I ended up fucking saying that it was a bunch of bullshit and ended up getting in trouble because the cops were pissed that I wasted their time. And mostly there's a whole thing to that. Like, I'm really protective of my dad. There was some physical stuff that happened in my younger years, but I was a fucking frustrating child, and there was worse stuff that happened, but I don't really want to go into that on my mom's side. But I don't really want to go into that. It's not really something that I like talking about that much anymore. But Dad, why did you choose me to hold in your lap and comfort when I was struggling, even after I would sometimes struggle to get away from you? Why did you choose to insist on comforting me because you knew that would help me? Mom and Dad, why did you choose to trust me and give me continual opportunities and chances after I had broken your trust too many times to count? By the way, I wrote this letter, I believe, like when I was right about to graduate. So this was like a letter, like process, blah, 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 whatever the fuck you want to call it, that they had called the why me letter process or whatever, where you write a letter to your parents asking like, why do you deserve this? Da, 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 da. Dad, why did you choose to leave a burning candle in my window when I would disappear in the middle of the night, just to use it as a sign to me, letting me be reassured that I always had a warm place to sleep and a loving place to come back to, when you could have instead chosen to be angry at me? Why me? Man, why did you choose me to come and save in the middle of the night when I was out smoking pot, confused with myself into thinking that drugs were more important than those who had always been there for me? Why me? Mom and Dad, why did you choose to invest your money in Spring Creek Lodge Academy and continue paying for me to make the changes that were necessary for my return home, even after every drop, mistake, or downfall I had in my program? Why me? All I want to know is why me. And so, as you can tell, super programized, super brainwashed. But, in my program, there was some stuff that I took out of it. But, everybody's experience is different. There was somebody yesterday who messaged me and said that in my latest interview, I had come across as if I was minimizing Barb's experience, right? And so I straight up asked Barb, and I was like, did you ever feel like I was like demeaning your experience, or like trying to lessen it or like anything like that from anything that I said during our interview. She said no. So hopefully nobody else has ever felt like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. I want people to feel as open as they can to share their stories. I feel like it's important. That's why I'm opening up right now and sharing about what I've been through. So hopefully people feel more obliged to like share their story, because I feel like it's important. The more stories we get out, the more change we can potentially make, in my opinion. Oh, this is interesting. So, how to assist and your child, how to assist you and your child through the program list of do's and don'ts. So, this is a handout that they gave to family members, parents. So, go ahead and show it to the camera real quick. So, a guide for parents with children in premier affiliated schools or facilities. So, the commitment letter. Inform your child that he or she will not be coming home until they complete the program, which means that they are recommended home and that they graduate PC3. Do this in a commitment letter that is signed by both parents if possible. In every communication thereafter with your child and the program, family reps, directors, etc., reaffirm your intention that you intend for your child to complete the program. Bastards. Clean up any lies. These are the do's. If you have lied to your child about any subject, especially about them entering the program, it is strongly suggested that you write them and let them know that you acknowledge the lie, but it is time to move on. Do not get into justifying or any right/wrong reaction, as it will create an opportunity for your child to attempt to manipulate you. Read and know the parent manual. Most, if not all, of your questions are already addressed in your parent manual. Read it. Follow the chain of command in your communications. Your main communication link with the program is your family rep. Make sure that you join with your family rep as your most important partner. If you encounter any difficulty in having your questions answered or your concerns resolved, then and only then should you take the next step. Calling order, family rep, supervisor, program director. Trust the program and get out of the way. You have hired the program and all of its staff as coaches and guides to assist your child to create lasting change and you to create a whole and healthy self and family. Do not let your guilt make your decisions for you and trust us. Your partners are all very dedicated and passionate about you and your child. See yourself as a working partner with the program. It is imperative that you make this step as quickly as possible. Begin to hold the facility staff, family reps, directors, resident managers, etc., and others such as premiers as your partner, where each is committed to assisting you and your child to create lasting change. Then your whole communication shifts. The result is one of trust and creative solutions rather than disharmony, breakdown, and non-working children. And these are the don'ts. Never mention time. Any of the child's status, level, seminar completion, etc. is based on results, not time. Answer any time questions with standard response, such as whatever the program recommends. Bastards. Never create any special deals. Do not create or attempt to create any special treatment outside of the rules of the program or other than that which the program may recommend. This creates an opportunity for your child to manipulate both you and the program and will stifle their progress. Remember, whatever the program recommends. Do not barter. Do not set up any, if you do, then I will. This creates a place for them to manipulate both you and the program. This will result in blocking their progress. Do not get attached to status and points. Points in the first 3 status levels are relatively easy for your child to attain. All it requires is compliance. While complying may be a significant change, the real lasting work comes through during the upper levels. Let go of your expectations and remember that time is not an issue, only results. Ensure your team knows that graduation means more than PC3 and points. Be specific about the changes necessary to create a whole and healthy family. Do not allow your child to slide. Hold them accountable for every choice they make in the program. Do not put anything back on the program or facility with your child's knowledge. Yeah, of course, because it could never be the fucking facility's fault, right? Nothing could ever be the facility's fault. They could never do anything wrong. They're oblivious to having done ever anything wrong, right? No, that's so fucked up. Work problems behind the scene. Do this without the child present or knowing. So go behind your kid's back, in other words. Ask your teen and family rep for specific evidence that what the teen is saying is being learned is being applied daily. Do not let your guilt drive any conversation with your child or facility. You have made a choice to save your child's life. Yeah, so that's always what they say to justify allowing this abuse to happen, is that you're changing your child, you're saving your child. In my opinion. You have made a choice to save your child's life. Remember that you have not failed as a parent by putting your child in the program. So be honest, direct, and most importantly, proud of that choice. Proud of that choice. Proud of that choice to send your kid to the program. You see the brainwashing here? You see what they're fucking doing? This kind of wording, be proud that you sent your kid there. Just believe that you're changing your kid. So anything to the contrary, any abuse that's happening is overlooked because you're changing your child. You're doing the right thing. You're doing what's necessary to get your child changed. However the fuck you want to put it, and be proud of sending your kid there. One more time, be proud of sending your kid there. Fucking ridiculous. Proud of that choice. Let go of your guilt and grab hold of your pride. Do not get comfortable. This is your program as well as your child's. Work each day to apply the tools you are learning. Do not wait until your child is home to start creating a new family. Yeah, so in other words, move on with life, which is fine, but, also just get rid of all the shit, right? Like my parents, got rid of all of my fucking possessions pretty much when I was in the program, right? Keep moving forward with all the seminars. Do not lie about lie to the program. If something changes or so lie to your kids, but don't lie to the program. You see the fucking double speak here? You see the fucking gaslighting? If something changes or you have a problem, tell the truth to your family rep. Don't talk to your kids. Don't tell your kids the truth. Talk to your family rep, who could be a fucking felon, who could be anybody, right? There were good family reps, right? But there was also felons working as family reps. Let's be real. The program cannot assist you unless they have complete and truthful information at all times. So just with this one article, you can see the double speak and the gaslighting. At least I can. And I can see the fucking deflection and the projection, all of that bullshit that they're trying to do. So sorry, I'm looking for more letters that I want to read. Oh, yeah. By the way, also, the seminars you have to go through, at least that I had to go through to graduate the program, are orientation, discovery, focus, principles, keys, and you usually have to do 3 to 5 key seminars, and then you do, not all in this order, but then PC1, PC2, PC3. And then you have to staff a certain number of seminars too before you go home. I can't remember how many you have to staff. I think you have to staff focus once and discovery once at least, or something like that. Okay, let's talk about study hall. Students obtain points each day during 6 2-hour sessions of study hall. Academic work or special worksheets are completed in study hall with a 10 to 15-minute break within every 2-hour sessions. No, there's no fucking break. During each session, students can earn 3, 2, 1, or 0 points based on how much academic work they have completed. Sometimes they just have you write sentences like, I won't do this, I won't do this, this is what I did, this is why I'm not going to do it, this is what I've learned from it, over and over again. Depending on their participation in addition to academic work. Oh, okay. Let's go over the levels in more detail. 1 is regular status. Students start out on regular status. Students on this status participate in the regular schedule or activities, but must be with a staff member at all times. Merit status 2 or level 2. Students can advance to achievement status when they have accumulated 200 merits. Students can purchase snacks from the school store on Fridays and Saturdays during the educational video and also on Sundays. When I was there, it was only once a week for the candy. Or the snacks or whatever. Merit status 3 or level 3. Advanced status. Students can advance to advanced status when they have accumulated 1,000 merits and have successfully completed the orientation and discovery seminars. They must also have been approved by the staff and the student council, so you have to have the support of your peers. Additionally, they must be voted up by the advancement community compiled of students and staff. Advanced staff students have all of the achievement status privileges. Moreover, they may attend 2 special on-grounds activities per month. I don't know what the fuck that's talking about. Advanced status students can start calling home as arranged with their family representatives. Students will be allowed 1 phone call per month. Merit status 4 or level 4 is service status. Students can advance to service status when they have accumulated 2,400 merits or points and have successfully completed the focus seminar and have been approved by the staff and the student council. Service status students start over with 0 points and must earn 1,600 merits or more to move to honor status. And you earn about anywhere from like 16 to 20 something points a day if you have a perfect day and don't get any consequences. Service status students have all the privileges of lower statuses plus 2 additional special on-grounds activities per month. Service status students may set their own schedule with the exception of wake-up meals, group 3 fitness classes, first and last academic periods, and shutdown times. Service status students also have the opportunity as well as the responsibility of participating in the youth leadership program. Service status students are required to function as a staff assistant for 3 days per week. Service status students are eligible for family day visits. Students must always let staff know what they are doing. Students on this status will be allowed 2 home phone calls per month. Merit status 5, which is level 5. Students can advance to honor status when they have accumulated 1,600 merits and have staffed a minimum of 2 seminars. So there it is. One of which must be a discovery. So I was right. With commendation. Honor status students start over with 0 merits and must earn 1,600 merits or more to move to high honor status. This is as high as I got. Honor status students have all the privileges of lower statuses as well as the responsibility of functioning 3 days per week as a staff assistant. Honor status students have 2 off-grounds activities per month. Honor status students are eligible for overnight visits. Such students will be allowed 3 home phone calls per month. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So level 6 is high honor status. Students can advance to high honor status when they have accumulated 1,600 merits and have stopped a minimum of 3 seminars, one of which must be an orientation with a commendation. Students may apply for Parent-Child 3 when they have accumulated 1,200 merits but are not eligible to attend the Parent-Child 3 workshop until they have received 400 merits for a total of 1,600 merits. High honor status students have all of the privileges of lower statuses as well as the responsibility of functioning 3 days a week as a staff assistants. as a staff assistant. High honor status students have 2 additional off-grounds activities each month. High honor status students are eligible for home visits. The student will be allowed 4 home calls per month. And okay, I think that's about it for this live stream. I didn't really have much else to talk about. I wanted to go over a few letters. I wanted to go over the points and levels because somebody pointed that out to me. And I wanted to give you guys and gals an update as to what's going on in my life, how I'm doing, etc. So I didn't even smoke my fucking weed yet during this. I was too busy staying on the reading stuff and whatnot, and it's saying my connection is unstable. So I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you guys so much for your support, and keep it up. We're almost at 2K. Let's bust past 2K and do 3 and get to 3K. Share these videos to your social media, all that stuff. And I was on live television. I believe it was like 2 or 3 days ago. And as soon as that's available for me to download, I will be uploading that to this channel as well. From what I heard, we got like 15,000 to 20,000 viewers on that stream. So we're gaining awareness. And yeah, thank you guys so much for showing up. Hopefully you guys feel a little bit more at home now that I've shared a little bit more about my experiences in the program and whatnot. And thank you guys so much for your support. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Peace.